another episode of Anger Management. Man, I got a good one today, and I want to welcome two good friends again on here. We first got Rodney from Relentless from Destiny. How you say hi, Rodney?
What up, y'all?
And then we got Robert. How are you doing today, Rob?
I'm all right. How y'all doing?
Well, today's episode, what we want to do, what we did is like what me and Rodney discussed. We wanted to do like a top 10 villain list of all time. You know, it's going to be movie villains, not TV villains. It's not going to be anything like it's movie villains, and you know, so it's good. I think it's going to be fun because we got three guys here who use their imagination and the reason why we love these villains. So right before we get down to our list, how was it creating it?
It's a matter that requires your attention.
There was a lot of thought process
It's a
involved
matter
in
that
this.
requires your attention.
I had to really think about what makes the true definition of a villain for me.
Hmm.
So I had to break it down to who is a yes man who is technically the true villain. That's how I
Okay.
broke mine.
Okay.
Yeah,
What
mine
about
is just pretty much complexity to their story, making sure that they're not cliche villains, even though
Mhm.
some of them might be because of the time period that they were in.
Yeah.
But in like, I want somebody that's iconic to me that I remembered and somebody that I rooted for, even though they were a villain.
That's exactly what I was saying. And in honor of the day, I see Rodney's wearing Star Wars villain. That's his T-shirt. And if you guys don't know, I'm wearing one of the greatest villains of all time,
Yeah.
Shono. So
You know what's funny though, Sasha?
yeah.
Before we get into that, because I know if you're wearing the shirt, I'm sure he's on your list, and I'll spoiler and say he's on my list. But when I read a lot of lists, sure enough, wasn't on a lot of lists.
I can't believe that. Yeah, I'm ready. So while we are so let's go ahead. We're going to start from 10, and we're going to go all the way to number one. So all three of us, you know, we're going to go first. Say, okay, here's my 10. The other person, and then if somebody has questions about it, you have your question, and they can have their explanation. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and start first. My number 10 is Shonuff.
Yeah,
Who wants to go next?
is Rob Pros?
I think he's froze. Well, he's looking at me, staring at me like Bolo Young. Why don't you? If he comes back, we'll go from there.
Yeah, you don't want to give a quick reason why?
Well, the reason why is just like I was saying. He made the movie. That's just it. You know, everybody made remember Leroy Green, and he got the glow, but Shonuff made it. His from the moment he walked in, his on-screen presence, his demeanor, his walk, his talk, everything about it. When he was in there, you knew bad things were going to happen. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And you know something else though?
Still there?
Yeah, we're still here.
We got you back.
Your screen is frozen, but we can hear you. We'll make it work. But what I was saying is that with Shonuff though, if you look at the Last Dragon, he really didn't know karate, any kind of martial arts.
Mm.
He did some moves, but he didn't really know martial arts. But everything about him in that other movie just said it best. Okay, he'll probably be back. Rob will probably be back.
Okay.
So who is yours?
My number 10 is Kylo Ren.
Oh, what the? Oh, yes, you're gonna definitely have to explain this one.
What's there to
How
explain?
is
I think he has potential to be one of the greatest Star Wars villains of all time. And the minute he stepped on screen and he froze that blaster shot, I was already a fan. I think he had the look. I think he had the complexity, having that emotional tear between the light and the dark side. You know, I think they did a good job with that. Yeah, it could have been a little emo for a lot of people, but I think Adam Driver did a good job with the character. So Kylo's my number 10.
Oh my God! There's no way I see nothing with Kylo, but the blaster shot thing was probably the best thing that has ever happened in that movie because you saw Darth Vader deflect it, but never saw it freeze it right then and there.
So you hit on Kylo?
I can't go with Kylo Ren. I can't do it.
It's going to be Scar from Lion King.
Scar. Okay.
Yeah, I know it's a reach.
No.
I know this is a stretch. But the way he assassinated Mufasa, he corrupted Simba. Now, the only reason that he moved up in my list from being off the list, an obscure character, was all of a sudden to being that was an article came up on my feed today, and I don't know how this article came up on my feed, but they're asking what happened to Mufasa's body afterwards. So there are no such things as cannibal lions in nature. They don't eat each other. However, in order for Mufasa to be off Scar altogether, Scar had to eat Mufasa's body.
Mm.
And the skull that he was playing with in part of the movie was Mufasa's skull.
Mm.
Oh,
That's dark for a kid movie.
That is. And that's what made him move from not being on my list at all to being obscure to being on number 10 for my list.
Well,
I mean,
go ahead, Rob. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's what made him on my list, was because what the hell happened, and it's very dark for a kid's cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Scar.
So that's why he was my number 10.
Yeah, the animated Scar, I definitely could see him being the cannibal. The remake that they did, that Scar was just straight.
Exactly, that was the animated version we're talking about, not the live action. I've never seen it.
Well, yeah, I'm talking about the live action one, the one that they just did. That Scar was straight up dirty.
Yeah, it was bad.
Wasn't it Jeremy Irons that did Scar's voice in the cartoon?
Yes,
I think so.
He's a good actor. He always plays.
I like him.
I like that pick.
Yeah. Okay, let's go with number 9. My number 9 is Hans Gruber.
Yeah.
Look, Hans Gruber, he may have just been a thief, but again, another guy, he manipulated the whole situation just to get bearer bonds, and he was willing to kill everybody just to get away with it. And if he had to kill somebody, it wasn't going to be like one of these. If you don't do, I will shoot you. I will shoot you. He says, I'm going to give you to the count of 3. And the way how we killed, Takati, what's his name again? The president of Nakatomi. I'm trying to remember what his name is.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I forgot his name.
Yeah, and then the way how we killed the other executives. It was, and again, it's not just about the death. It's just not about the death. It's the way how Hans Gruber, his everything again, just like showing up his presence on the screen, just said it all. And when you watch the Harry Potter movies and you see how what Alan Rickman just set, how he could just set, steal the scene. I always see that in Die Hard. Alan Rickman just really made it. If it wasn't for Bruce Willis's catchphrase and his no nonsense attitude, you can actually say that this was actually about Alan Rickman. That's the reason why. That's why I say he's number 9 on my list.
I'm surprised at yours at the low numbers. I don't know what your top numbers are going to be, because those are some heavy hitting villains right there. I thought he would be your top 5.
He did make my top 5, but then if you look at mine, some of mine are just like, I can't see it. I want to. Hans Gruber wasn't my top 5, because when me and Rob we talked about this at first. Mm-hmm. He was my 5, but then I had to reevaluate a couple of things. Who do you got, Rodney?
I'm going with number 9 being Killmonger from Black Panther.
Oh, okay.
I think that he was good opposition for T'Challa. I think Michael B. Jordan killed it. I liked his backstory, the fact that they were connected. And again, the way Michael B. played it, and again, complex to the character. He had good motivations for doing what he did. And toward the end of the story, I'm starting to root for him more than T'Challa. So I think they did their job. I think, he waited his time to strike, and when he struck, he took him out. And I think they needed another movie to really expand on his character. But he's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I like that. Um, so what about you, Rob?
I like Killmonger as your pick. That was,
I like Killmonger.
for me, my number 9 was Cypher from Fast and the Furious.
Wow.
Why does it make such a good villain, Sasha? Because she's willing to kill anybody, including a baby.
Wait, who was Cypher? Remind me of who Cypher was.
Cypher was the crazy chick in the plane.
Was that Charlize Theron?
Yeah, Charlize
Yes,
Theron
it was her character.
Okay. I was so close.
If it wasn't for the fact that she's want to kill,
go ahead.
if it wasn't for the fact that she would want to kill a kid, I mean, she orchestrated the whole. If you think about it, she orchestrated part 6, part 7, part 8, part 9. She's gonna be a major part in all this. So love her or hate her, she's the true villain of that series.
I like Cypher. That's a good pick.
Fuck Cypher.
I know Sasha has a better villain, and I give that to him as a standalone villain. But to encompass 3 or 4 movies is why I'm giving her that.
Okay.
I think she's one of the best villains of the Fast series, to be honest. I can't think of anybody better than her.
Well,
I can think of a few.
In the whole series? Well, maybe we'll keep going. All right, we're on 8 now.
We're on 8. Okay, I got Velos Cohagen from Total Recall. Anybody who was willing to kill the whole mutant population just because he didn't like them, or I'm sorry, not just because. Yeah, it's actually because he didn't like them, but he was trying to get Arnold Schwarzenegger. He was trying to get Quaid just to get Quaid and what was his name again? Who they were really trying to get after the mutant leader.
I don't even remember.
I'm trying to remember. I should have taken notes on this one. So, and knowing me, I'm going to probably put notes on it when I finish. But they were Quado. They were trying. They was willing to go through that length, just take everybody out. And that one funny thing, that one line that says it all, when they were bringing up like, hey, the oxygen levels are going low in the other section. What do you want us to do? Looked at it. Fuck him. I mean, it's just like he didn't care. It's all about money and power, and you knew he would go at all those lengths just to get it taken care of. That's why I like Velos Cohagen.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Didn't think about that one.
I mean, either.
I had to think long and hard about that one. I'm like, oh shoot, I forgot about Velos Cohagen. He was pretty bad. What about you, Rodney?
You should like my number 8.
Okay.
Clubber motherfucking Lang.
Ooh.
He brought it in the Rocky series, man. The only reason he didn't go higher for me is because I didn't like his end. I don't like that Rocky beat him. He seemed like an opponent that was he was too strong. It didn't seem like anybody can beat him. They hyped him up way too much. Like Rocky had no business beating him the way they hyped him up, but all his shit talk, man, just the character, he's iconic. It's Mr. T back in the day when Mr. T was in his heyday.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my boy, man. I always love Clubber Lang.
I remember you and your brother, y'all was just posted that one line. Hey woman.
What did he say? You want to be with a real man or something like that? I forgot. I should have broke some of his lines.
My pocket tonight. I'll say
We call him a paper champion or something too.
Yeah.
That's some of the best trash talk in the movie came from Clubber Lang, man. Mr. T was just he is that character. If you saw him on the street, I would walk the other way. I think he could stop a bullet. Clubber Lang was so cold. So that's my
That's just it. Rob,
I have Megatron from the 1987, 1988 Transformers animated movie.
okay. Okay.
I have him because he was completely with the way Megatron should have been through the whole cartoon series.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he killed more Autobots in that like the first 10 minutes than he did than all 3 seasons of Transformers.
Yeah.
The only reason he ranks so low on my list is because how fast he ended in that movie. And all of a sudden we got Galvatron, this nitwit.
got you.
Yeah. Well, Megatron's on my list, but I got you on. I know exactly what you mean by that. He was just way too merciless. He did not care at all. It was all about destruction of the Autobots. I don't care at all costs. We are going to destroy them, and damn it, did they do it? But I still think the Autobots were fucking idiots through that episode. You need to tell me when that shuttle. Rodney, you remember the damn Transformers movie, right?
Never seen it.
You've never seen Transformers movie?
Yeah, I was gonna say that like with my villain list that hey, if they ain't on my list, it could be I ain't never seen the movie or I don't remember it. So
remind me the next time I see you, I'm going to loan you my copy, so I won't say anything else. So you can check it out. Then you'll probably be like, yeah, they're a bunch of fucking idiots. I won't say anything else about that. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was saying we're on the 7.
Okay. Number 7, I have Khan from Star Trek, The Wrath of Khan.
See, never seen it.
Yeah. Good friend of mine, Jabri Omari Jones, introduced me into the Khan. Rest in peace, Jib. He always he said how much he loved him because Khan, he had the style, he had the suave, he had the talk, and he was ruthless. By all means, anything. He knew he was better than you. He knew exactly how he was going to. And by any means necessary, he was going to get the job done. If you watch Wrath of Khan, you would definitely see it. So if you watch that Star Trek Into Darkness crap, you would hate the way how they had Khan. But the Khan from Star Trek 2, The Wrath of Khan, a perfect movie, one of the perfect movie villains of all.
I gotta watch that movie. I heard nothing but good.
Oh, you would love it.
So my number 7,
yes,
Nino Brown from New Jack City.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta explain this one to me. How is Nino Brown on that list?
Why do I have to explain it? He's one of the coldest gangsters ever on screen, man. He was smart. He was ruthless. He was Wesley fucking Snipes. He was good opposition for Ice-T. He had a good story, good background. I just like him, man. He's always gonna be one of my favorite. I'm on my brother's keeper scene. He killed his own brother because he fucked up. He did not care.
He also fucked his brother's girlfriend too.
Yeah, and that. So it's like he will always go down as one of my favorite villains of all time. It was between him and O-Dog from New Jack City because Lorenz Tate definitely needs an honorable mention because when he came out, everybody was scared of that fool.
Yeah, everybody was scared of him when he thought of O-Dog.
Yeah.
Okay, Rob, who you got? Okay, there he goes. Okay, can you hear us now?
Yes.
Okay, who do you? Go ahead.
My number 7 goes out to the only Asian in the whole Jurassic World series. I got to call out Dr. Wu.
Yeah.
He's the Asian scientist who brought all the cloning of all the dinosaurs. At first, you think he's just a stupid little Asian. But if you watch the last Jurassic World movie, he's actually the architect behind of all the Jurassic World mishaps.
Okay.
He created the Indominus Rex. He created the Indoraptor. Total disregard for human life. This is why I give him the number 7.
Mm.
Okay.
It's about the science and not about anything else.
Okay. Wow. That came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
really
a lot
came.
of off the wall
So
picks.
he's a token Asian in the whole series.
I always liked Dr. Wu, man. He was cool.
Hey Rodney, I'm telling you, you're kind of not on. Rodney, can you move the camera over? You're not really on screen. Number 6. Believe it or not, I have the Joker from the 1989 and the Dark Knight Returns.
Mm. Back again, I can't wait to see your top 5 because you got some heavy hitters in your bottom 5.
The reason why, because as much as I like the Joker, I love. Trust me, I love both. I love both characters. I just couldn't. I have this problem with the Dark Knight Returns, whatever, because all he did was just do a lot of talking. He had a lot of cold scenes, and you saw, just like what Alfred said, you just want to see the world burn. You saw somebody who wants to see the world burn. He was just, you saw exactly how he terrorized the whole city. That's why I just love the Joker and everything about it. Even Jack Nicholson's Joker, it was just very much the center of attention. If it wasn't for the movie being called Batman, who would give a fuck? Because everybody just loved Jack Nicholson's character of the Joker, the way how he just stole the show. I mean, you know that you love it. He stole the show. So yeah, that's my favorite one.
Nice.
Mhm.
My
Who's your
pick is
yes?
going to your shirt. Who's the Master? Show enough, one of the greatest iconic villains of all time. You know, I dressed up as him at when I went to Comic Con, and I got stopped like every few steps because people know who Show enough is. You know about he made the best phrases just known. Who's the Master? And Kiss My Converse. People probably bought Converse because of Show enough. The Leroy, like his delivery, man, everything about that character was just great. Besides him, meeting his end, but at least he met his end with the glow. So I think it was a fitting end, And again, he's gonna be one of my favorite characters of all time. I think he's just recognizable anywhere.
Like you said, he stole the show.
Oh,
Who you got from?
I have Jigsaw from the Saw series.
mm,
If it wasn't for him, there would be none of all those damn Saw movies.
mm.
I mean,
Mhm.
it was about evil. I mean, there was nothing else. I mean, there's no good guy in the Saw movies. There was just bad intentions and evil. So that's why he.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, I got that. Yeah, Jigsaw is a scary guy, and then looking at the movies, like he make these death traps, like, hey, well, I'll release you, but this is how you're gonna get out. I'd like to play a game. Oh
Also
man,
very iconic too. It's
yeah,
recognizable for Saul.
definitely.
Top
Oh,
5.
mhm.
Top 5.
Okay, here we go with the top 5. My number 5 is Carter Verone from Too Fast, Too Furious.
Oh my God. I should have looked at Fast and Furious more.
Now, Rodney, I know you saying that I had some heavy hitters, but you have to realize Carter Verone, to me, he made the movie. I didn't give a shit about everything about him. He was cold, calculating, rich, suave. He didn't give not one fuck about everything. I feel so bad that he is not in any of these new movies. I mean, just the way how come on, man. Everything about Carter Verone, the way how he just fucked with everybody. He knew. I mean, how he knew Fuentes or Eva Mendes, your girl Eva Mendes, was a custom agent. Yeah, man, that's my homeboy right there. I even sent out a tweet when I found out that Cardi B was going to be in the new Fast and Furious movie. I was like, It's a shame that Cardi B is going to be in this one, but Carter Brown isn't going to, or Cole Hauser isn't going to. We love Carter Brown, and he retweeted. It's like, yeah, it's a shame, ain't it? So yeah, I wish Carter Brown. I like Carter Brown.
Nice.
Who do you got?
Number 5, Ivan Drago.
I mean,
Ivan Drago.
would we really call him a villain? He was just a guy who just happened to bounce him. How you got him up there?
He's like one of the best villains of all time. He almost ended the Rocky series because he broke Rocky so bad when he killed Apollo Creed, man. Like, and again, memorable lines, good oppositions. Rocky had to really dig deep to beat him, and then the fact that he was like the typical cliche villain in the 80s, but at the end of the day, he showed that he fought for himself and he went against his master, so to speak. So I think that was big to pick him up a few points as far as villain category. So yeah, Ivan Drago for me. Still scary, his training, all that, just a scary motherfucker. Very memorable. If he dies, he dies. If you're a villain, you gotta have good one-liners.
I must break you.
I must. Everybody knows it. So that's he's at the bottom of my top 5.
Rob, who do you got?
I have Dr. No, the coldest James Bond villain of them all. He doesn't need you to do anything else. My favorite line was, "No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die." That was a classic, cliche 80s villain, but man, he played it to a T.
Yeah, he definitely did. He did play that to a T. Dr. No was a real good ass movie villain. You have to live up to Dr. No, to his characters. Oh, so now we're on number 4. I have the T-800 from the 1984 Terminator.
God, I wanted him on my list so bad.
What stopped you?
It's a tough list, man. I had to go with what was personal to me, but go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, think about it. He walked in, didn't care, shot up everybody. Think about it. The way how he shot up Sarah Connor, the first Sarah Connor. If you ever saw the extended, there's like a deleted scene after he shoots her. He just walks off. He just walks away from the door, goes into his car, drives off, and the whole neighborhood is just sitting there screaming like, "Oh my God, what's going on?" He did not care. The way how he walked into the police substation, blasted all those cops in there. The way how he, killed Sarah's mom. Her friend. What's my number 4? Who do you got?
Yeah, man, it's tough because I look at my list and it's like when I put the list together, I had to go with stuff. I mean, the Terminator is very personal to me, so he would be my 11, or he would probably erase someone. But yeah, that's why this list was hard to do. I got to be honest. I had to go with people that were just really personal to me. That I wanted to put myself in their shoes, so to speak.
Right.
But my number 4 is Thanos.
That? Okay, why Thanos? Because I can't stand it.
All my picks, bro.
No, I don't like Thanos because Thanos, the thing is that when it comes to Thanos, I hate villains that when they want to do bad things because they're trying to do good things. Like
That's what I like about them though, is when they are not just cookie cutter villains. Like when their story, their motivations behind what they're doing is more complex than I just want to kill everybody. And that's personal. That's personal to you. And you might like villains like that, but I like villains that usually are have a moral
complex. Okay.
Yeah. So Thanos, I liked him because first of all, with the Avengers, they needed someone that was good opposition. I personally did not like Loki at the beginning. I like what Loki has become, but I think Thanos was what they needed for somebody that actually was a formidable opponent for them. You got Hulk, you got all those great superheroes, but you didn't have nobody super powerful like Thanos. And he just completely wrecked everything. He had motivations. he made a lot of sacrifices to be where he was. You know, a lot of emotional moments in there, and again, very complex villain, and played great by Josh Brolin, and we still ain't gonna see the end of him. That's another reason why I like the villains that have more than one movie's worth of story to go. So Thanos, yeah, I do not apologize for him being in my top 5, Sasha.
I'll tell you what, I bet you Darkseid will whoop the shit out of Thanos.
We'll see.
Right. Mine was Professor Moriarty from Sherlock Holmes.
Okay.
It's hard to find a villain who goes toe to toe with a hero and can anticipate all their moves.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason Sherlock won is because he sacrificed himself for his friend. So this is why he was up there for me. I mean, he took out Sherlock's lover and pretty much carried around her napkin, her handkerchief, as a trophy, and he even gave it to Sherlock. And then, pretty much the whole time they're doing that chest in their head stuff, that's what made him such a interesting villain for me.
All right. Okay.
He anticipated all of Sherlock's moves from the two of them standing there.
Okay. Okay. Well, I got that. I like that. Okay. I like. So far, I'm not gonna lie. I like this villain list so far. They're pretty interesting. Some just came out of nowhere. Like, I mean, I would have never thought about Professor Moriarty, to be honest with you, but he is one of the greatest villains out there. So, hey, Rob, that came out of nowhere. My number 3 is Megatron from the 1985 Transformers movie. Everything that Robert said, and then some, because of the fact that's when I started liking Megatron. Megatron the Merciless. He did not care. It's all about power, destruction, and he did not care how he was going to do it. So when I looked at this crap that your boy put out, Michael Bay put out, and I see how Megatron is, you know how pissed off I am when I see it? I hate
Me too, brother. Me too. I'm a Michael Bay apologist. Believe me, I hated Megatron and my boy Starscream.
Oh my god, that's what Starscream also. I hated the way how they destroyed Starscream.
I was shaking my head the minute I saw him on screen. Like, he was pretty much Transformers. Come on, bro, you can't fuck up Starscream.
You can't. Rob, you ain't got nothing to say about that.
I agree. I mean, Megatron should have been up there further in my list. It's just I had so much to work with. It's such a tough list for me to compete with.
Yeah, because I'm with y'all too, man. Because I definitely need to go see the movie. I just never, as big as a Transformers fan as I was, that just passed me by, and I never got around to seeing it. So that's on my to watch list. I know, Sasha, you've been telling me to watch it for a long time, and I just haven't.
Well, I mean, the good thing.
I avoid spoilers for years.
Well, the good thing is that we all live in the same city. So whenever you ever get out, I'll probably send you get it to you. I know that how you're just not like wanting to go out because of COVID.
Yeah.
So
Actually.
Okay, so who's your number 3?
My number 3 is Predator. Just one of my favorite villains of all time, hands down. That's somebody I still go outside and look in the trees if it's dark outside to make sure Predator's not around. I hate that. I mean, Predator 1, again, iconic movie, iconic opposition to Arnold Schwarzenegger. And again, he just, the sounds that he make, what he stands for, what he is, that it transcends time, man. Everybody's going to remember Predator. And I hope that it sucks that they keep making crappy remakes and they can't get it right, but at least it's good because I can always depend on the original. And Danny Glover Predator 2 was still decent, but I can't believe they keep fucking up Predator, man. I think he's one of the easiest villains to do a good movie with. They just keep fucking it up. Again, good lines, good character, ruthless like motherfucker, cool gadgets, you know, everything. There's nothing like Predator in the whole movie kingdom. So that's why he's my number 3.
Rob, hold up, Rob, because I was looking at your face. You had this what the fuck kind of look on your face.
My phone's cutting out in and out so much. I'm trying to figure out what the hell's going on with my phone.
Okay.
I agree.
When you said Predator,
Predator is very ruthless. The part did he say Predator's lines were? I was like, what line did Predator have?
Well, I meant the line, the you ugly motherfucker, you one ugly motherfucker when he repeats.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I see that.
That's what I meant.
Okay. All right. Okay. Rob, who's your number 3?
My number 3 is Agent Smith from The Matrix.
Ooh, okay.
I looked at him, but I'm like, nah, can't do it. Not for 10.
Neo was the one, but the main reason I put him as a villain and not just an antagonist was that when you watch the last Matrix, the only reason the Matrix gave in to Neo is because Agent Smith was out of control. Agent Smith took over a human body and was a symbiote to take over that guy's body who killed somebody on a ship.
Yeah.
So Smith was so evil, he made it out of the Matrix into the real world, corrupted somebody, to kill the people. And then he became so big in the Matrix in his own world that they had to let Neo back in to take him out.
Yeah. Okay.
So this will be Agent Smith's villain for me.
Okay, I got that one. I like that one.
Next 2 are gonna be interesting for all of us.
I think, to be honest with you, I think the top 2 we are. I'm thinking that we both have some form of the same one.
I think all of us should have. I think all of us are gonna have one, but we're gonna see. I don't know.
We're gonna see. Okay, my number 2 is Voldemort. Okay, I'm gonna say that for majority of the Harry Potter series, for somebody who really wasn't on screen, he was a threat. And when he was there, he was a threat. All he wanted to do was kill all muggles, rule the wizard world, and he was so damn close to doing it. Voldemort is just such a G. I don't know what it is, but it took me a long time to really like Lord Voldemort. The way how he just went about things, the way how he found a way to go about trying to be immortal. Everything about him, I just like him. Well, who's your number 2?
Joker.
Oh, you got the Joker?
Joker's very personal to me, man. I've always liked Joker. I like the fact that he's maniacal. I like the fact that he's very smart. I like the fact that he overshadows Batman a lot, and Batman would not be Batman without Joker. I think he's great in every iteration there is of him. I like the fact that actors get him to give their own interpretation of what Joker is to them. And right. I think there's been great portrayals of him, almost every time somebody takes a shot at it. So yeah. Joker will always be one of my favorite. It was tough between him and my number 1. I originally had Joker as number 1, but then I thought about my number 1 and I'm like, no, he has to be number 1. So Joker, I've liked him in every video game. I'm just a big Joker fan. So that's how I'm sticking with him at number 2.
Did you like him in Suicide Squad?
Yeah, I like every version of Joker. Even that one. He ain't gonna be a top Joker, but I still like what Jared Leto did with him. Again, I like what everybody brings to the table with Joker. Everybody can't be Jack Nicholson. Everybody obviously can't be Heath Ledger. So I think if they gave Jared Leto more, I think he would have been able to do more with that Joker. They just shot for something out of the park, and they may have missed with him, but I still dig what he tried to do with him.
Okay. And Rob? Don't tell me that. Did he freeze again?
I froze again.
Okay.
All right.
My number 2 is Sasha's number. I gotta give it to Voldemort.
I've never seen Harry Potter, so.
The fact that he was feared by everyone is just ridiculous. to the point where they're scared to say it. They're scared to say his name.
Mm.
I mean, no other villain has been that feared in any kind of movie where everyone in the universe is afraid to say his name.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's like for majority of the Harry Potter series, he wasn't in the movies. He wasn't in there. But if you said his name, you knew you know. It's just like that's just like saying he's there. I got to go with Lord Voldemort.
Yeah, he was part of every Harry Potter movie, even whether he was physically there or not.
Right.
I'm gonna have to go. Y'all gonna make me go back and slug through those damn Harry Potter movies just to see what y'all talking about. I can barely get through the first one, so we'll see.
Well, let's put it like this: the first two are just so light and campy, and you'll be like, oh, it's all just great.
Yeah.
But from three on, it's very dark. It's very I'm not going to say twisted. You just knew shit got real.
I'm gonna have to. It's just a fact, man. When I look at their like 2.5 to 3 hour runtime, I'm just like, oh, come on, bro.
Okay, I think why do I have a feeling that we all have the same number one?
I think we all gonna have the same. It'll be weird if we don't, but Rob is coming with some off the wall one, so he may not have. But I don't know. I see a poster on your wall, and I don't know. Let's see.
Palpatine is number one.
Oh.
Well, he's not your number one?
No, he's not my number one.
Oh my God! I gotta know how this person is not your number one.
Go ahead. Go ahead and explain Palpatine.
Wait, who did Rodney go with? Rodney did not go with Palpatine?
I haven't said it yet.
Oh.
Palpatine. The way how he manipulated everything from jump. He manipulated Anakin. He manipulated the Senate. The way how he started the war. The way how he ended the war. Everything about Palpatine was about power, corruption. The way how he destroyed the Jedi's. It's just it was just all bad. I just loved him. It's like kind of hard because me and Rob at first I was about to put Vader, but then I remember me and Rob had a discussion like, but Palpatine was even more evil than Vader, and I'm like, yeah, that is true. Palpatine is just straight evil. If I think evil, I think Palpatine. Palpatine and Voldemort, but I think evil. That's what I think of right there.
See, I don't mind Palpatine. If Palpatine is both of y'all number ones, then that's fine. If he is, though, I wonder why is Vader not on y'all's top 10? That's what gets me. If y'all gonna have Palpatine as one, and how's Vader not on y'all top 10?
You know why? Return of the Jedi.
The reason.
But see, okay, so obviously Vader's my number one, and Vader is one of the most iconic villains of all time. I mean, I think it's just a difference of opinion. Palpatine was just never my favorite, even if he did all that, even if he was the puppet master. It comes down to look, it comes down to his story. I think Vader's story is way more important. The fact that he's Anakin Skywalker, the fact that he was a father, the fact that it's one of the biggest twists of all time. The fact that they made a character to just breeze heavy, be fucking intimidating. The fact that he had his own theme music and that's intimidating. Just his fucking look alone is intimidating. I knew Vader was fucking cold when I played Battlefront and somebody came across me and they were Vader and I wanted to run. So I was like, this is a video game. Shit, it's Vader. I got to get the fuck up out of here. Just an intimidating character, voiced by one of the greatest voices of all time, intimidating voices of all time. Only thing I wish Vader was a black dude. That's it. But I think the way they go forward with him, the way they're going with the Star Wars universe, I think Vader's gonna go even further because they still got a lot of story to tell with them. So Vader's my number one.
Rob?
I don't know how you got Vader. I'm sorry. Palpatine was the one who encompassed the whole Skywalker series.
But how is
Vader was only episodes 4 through 6.
That's the question. How is Vader not on y'all's top 10?
Well, the reason why I don't have Vader on my top 10 was because when after I rewatched Return of the Jedi, he wasn't that ruthless guy. He wasn't that ruthless villain like he was in Empire. Empire, it was get the job done or you're dead. I want the Millennium Falcon. Set a trap for Skywalker. No disintegration. You knew he meant business. The way how he killed Admiral Piet, it was just easy. But when you get to Return of the Jedi, he was just okay. They're gonna come to me.
Sorry, Rob. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead with Palpatine.
Palpatine he encompassed over 3 generations of Jedi. He took out 3 different generations. His plans started 3 generations ago. If you think about it, he started before Anakin was even in the picture. He already was winning on both sides. With the Separatists, against the Jedis. He had a Sith Lord and a Separatist at the same time. He already won his end game. No matter what, he was going to win at the end. For me, the lore of Vader was more than the actual on-screen footage of Vader. He was supposed to be this dark character, and he was this dark character who was supposed to be feared. Yes. But when you saw him fight against Jedi, the only thing he massacred were younglings. That's what he's most known for, was killing kids. Yes, that's a major offense, but he took out Mace, but that's the only Jedi he actually took.
Yeah, but that was with help from Palpatine.
From Palpatine, right?
Yeah,
it wasn't on his own.
Right.
If he did more in Order 66, then I think I would have respected him a lot more. But the fact that Palpatine's been manipulating all the way is why I chose him.
Yeah, if we're gonna debate like why certain, I think that's another recording. If we're gonna debate why certain villain is better than other villain, then I think that's a longer conversation.
That is a real longer conversation.
But I just can't. I can understand y'all putting Palpatine up. I just can't understand why y'all can't. Vader's not in top 10, and he's one of the most iconic villains of all time. But that's a different story, different conversation.
Yeah, you're right. You're right about that, because it was kind of hard for me to keep Vader off the list. But I just have to look. I would look at everything else like, man, Vader has to be on there, because, like you said, Darth Vader is that iconic guy. When he walks in, you knew it was like when he walked in, he stole the show.
Mm-hmm. That's why this is so personal, though. That's what's good and cool to watch, and a lot of off the walls. Mine had off the walls, Rob's had off the walls, yours had off the walls, and that's why they're personal, and nobody looks at villains the same way.
I can't believe you have Thanos on there, but that's okay.
I can't believe you don't have him, but
I hate Thanos, man. I'm sorry.
If you hating on him, then there ain't no hope.
What do you got to say? If I say that, it's probably going to think I'm being racist. But Rodney, could you believe that they're saying that Cobra Kai is racist?
Nah, that's why you can't listen to and read everything on the internet. I think so many are just clickbait that I stopped entertaining these weird, crazy thoughts. I just stopped reading it or even caring about what they say.
Okay. Yeah, because I saw something. They said they lack diversity. Like, who gives a shit?
I did tell you the black dude need to start talking, though. Come on, bro. Give him a line or two, man. He just sitting there with them tight cornrows, not saying a damn thing, unless he's mute. Come on, give the black dude a line or two.
Give the black dude a line or two instead of just sitting there laughing. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah. I almost put Kreese in my top 10. Or Johnny Lawrence. I almost did.
The reason why I didn't put him in there, because Kreese was almost in my list. Then this fool said, but then who's more eviler, Terry Silver or Martin or is it John Kreese?
And see, that's why y'all's criteria is different. Y'all went with people who were just straight up the most evil, I think.
Mm-hmm. So that's why
everybody has their own.
So I was like, yeah, you're right, everybody. But I'll definitely get at you the next go round. Okay.
All right, man. Good talking to
All
you.
right.
Have fun.
Good talking to you, man.
All
All
right.
right.